Daily Rant, number 2. February 5th, 16th, 15th, 16th, 16th. I don't have anything to say. Woke up a little extra tired. This is boring. It's not for it's not for you. It's for me. So you being bored. I don't care. I don't care if you're bored. It's not for you. I'm doing this for me. Okay. That's the exercise is personal growth. This whole thing. This exercise is about personal growth. Other exercises are about other things. Because I was going to say, like, it's all about personal growth. It's not all about it. This is about it. Other things are about responsibility and distributing your energy where it should go. And my energy should go into personal growth. Some of it should go to personal growth. Woke up after not sleeping very, very long. Went to bed a little late. My kids are 8 and 5, and we give them melatonin gummies, but we ran out, so they stayed up a little extra later. And that's okay. I had a good time talking with them, talking with my 8-year-old. I don't remember what about. Oh, he wanted to know what game I made. We were talking about making games. And well, we were talking about what we wanted to be when we grew up. Because my 5-year-old yesterday was obsessed with fighting crime for real. He wants to really be Spider-Man. Like, he doesn't want to pretend. He wants to put a costume on and go out into the streets and fight crime. And I was like, I thought he was just kind of messing around, like, oh yeah, for pretend. Yesterday, in the morning, he was like, oh, are we gonna do this? I'm like, yeah, of course, yeah, we'll do that. And at the end of the day, when it didn't happen, he's like, Dad, you said we were gonna go out and fight crime today, and we didn't. What the hell? I was like, well, I had to. It was adorable. The kid is my 5-year-old, Connor. Let's get a little stuffy in here. That doesn't make it too much of a sound issue. He's growing up, man. He's got a lot more facial expression, extra expressions, and he looks like a different dude last night. He did than I ever seen before. He's this new kid, and it happens every so often. Like, who the heck is this kid? Where did you had some personal growth. You must have done some video diaries, vlogging. Anyways, so we talked about what we wanted to be when we grow up. I had to carefully decide whether or not to crush his dreams or let the fantasy go for a little longer. He's only 5. Is it okay to be in a fantasy world? I decided to carefully talk about some things are make-believe and there are real superheroes. Well, there's real people that fight crime, and there have been heroes in our world. So I talked a little bit about, you could join the police force, or you could tackle crime in some ways. You could be an investigator, a detective. You could be, a soldier if you wanted to be that. I would discourage probably military, but it could be a conversation. And I talked about the great heroes of our time, and the one name I feel weird, I want to talk about why I feel weird about this. But I said Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the great heroes, the great superheroes of our time. And That's like one of the only names that really pops up for me when I think about who are the greatest people, the bravest heroes. And there's been heroes. But the cause for Martin Luther King Jr. was so righteous because he was lucky enough, right, to live in a world that was so backwards, so clearly and obviously. And so you were able to say such obvious things that were counter to culture, and that was very powerful for him. So, in some ways he was lucky to have that opportunity. Silly. I feel awkward about that because he's such a treasure that I don't want to claim him or say that I'm like his biggest fan. That is ridiculous for me to say that. I noticed in yesterday's video I have a lot of congestion. I noticed my congestion a lot in the video. Clearly I'm stuffed up, and I am. I do have I think a nasal sinus infection right now. It's been going on for like a couple of months, probably, which is a long time. And I worry that I'm not well. I worry that sometimes. I think we all worry that. Am I a hypochondriac? Hell, I wouldn't go that far. But I didn't look. I don't know how I look on camera. I think that part of my criticisms of my appearance are from my not being comfortable. I think when I'm not comfortable, I have a weird kind of face, and I don't recognize myself. I don't look like me when I'm uncomfortable. When I see myself being slightly uncomfortable, slightly stressed or something, that's not the me that I know. That when I look in the mirror, I'm usually just comfortable and relaxed and whatever, just walking about my day. But when I'm on camera, I have some stress, a layer of stress. We talked about that a little bit, and part of this is about how I want to be, how I want my projection to be, and I never want to be fake anymore. I never want to mask, but I don't think it's quite the same thing as projecting. I do want to project energy, but it's not. I don't want it to be blanking on the word. Inauthentic. I don't want it to be inauthentic. And I hope that saying things like that aren't powerful. I don't want any kind of recognition or praise for being my authentic self. I think that feels so strange, so awkward. I feel like being authentic should be like base zero. That's the bare minimum. And I don't want anyone to recognize me for doing the bare minimum. I know that a lot of people mask, and a lot of people are stuck in a situation or an energy where they feel like they have to mask or not be authentic. And I don't hate them for that. I don't want to shame them for that, because I've been there. And I don't feel like it deserves shame. You're kind of stuck. You're kind of trapped in this energy. And how do you break out of that? I'd like to delve into that. I'd like to discuss, I'd like to have a podcast discussion about authenticity and masking. And I think we as a culture are learning a lot about that. I've learned a lot about that from social media and Instagram reels and people talking about their lives, and I've learned a lot. People say such bad things about social media. I know I have friends who would never go on Facebook or Instagram. I get it. It's a bunch of bullshit. But you learn a lot because people are there and you can see them in all kinds of ways. And there's people who are being gross or whatever, or people who are being all kinds of things. Lots of people are being authentic. Lots of people are talking about their experiences. Lots of people are talking about their lives. You can learn from that because they are you. We're for the very most part, we are the same. Exactly the same on the inside. For the very most part. We have layers of experience, layers of energies on top of our core selves, but we all kind of have this core of we're a creature trying to survive at the core, and we're all that, and we can all relate, and we all should remember that. We should remember the context that we are the same. I mean, I don't want to speak about our issues as a people, as a species. Not right now. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. 12 minutes. Happy February 16th. I'm going to kick some ass today. Have to. I'm in a lot of debt. I haven't kicked enough ass. It's been weird having kids and failing. I have a dirty car. I'm not going to show you. Not out of shame, just it's gross. I'm going to fix it. It's my co-pilot. He has to be with us always. All right. I'm going to do a thing at the end of my videos where I make a silly face or something. Because faces are silly. Mine especially. Not silly. Not in a good way. But kind of weird. My eyes are different. One eye's, I think you've noticed if you're watching. My old skin, my eyes are different than each other. And I think my theory is my two halves of my brain are different. And one projects this energy. This brain is this guy. And this brain is this guy. And they're just different guys up there. I got two different brains. And they just like make my muscles do different things. Like this guy's like, my left brain is like science. Right brain is like, hey man, I don't know. My good side, my side that I'm like, Anywho, peace out.